Joey Moneybags, Gabe. In the offseason, we want to climb that quarterback ladder in a 12 by 9, 0.5 PPR. Are you trading away Jared Goff, Breece Hall, and that 2026 second for the man, Joe Burrow?
Oh, man. Start 9. Give me the hammer, Ty.
I cannot disagree. Let's talk about it.
You got barbecue back there, and you didn't invite me. Hurt my feelings.
Heyo, welcome on in to another edition of the All Gas Trade Show. I'm Ty at TyDeclare44. That's Gabe at IGabe_FF. Let's get it, Gabe. We're back for another one. We got the people probably in warmer climates than what I am. I know you're in a warmer spot. I look outside, I see snow piling up on my window, so I'm in a winter wonderland. Gabe, how are you doing on this fine Saturday morning?
Man, well, I can tell you right now, if we were in a winter wonderland here in Texas, everything would be shut down. We don't know how to function in a winter wonderland, and so right now it's currently 40 degrees with a high of 74. So much nicer weather. Man, got my pops coming into town actually this weekend, and so I'm super excited to get to see him and get to talk some football with you right now.
Sweet, man. Well, hey, it sounds like some barbecue weather, maybe a little golfing weather. So enjoy that. Yeah. Enjoy pops. But hi, everyone. Hope you're doing well. Let's get into it. Let's get the housekeeping out of the way, Gabe. So first and foremost, we got the ddfantasyfootball.com. It's the place you can find the Trinity Tracker tool, the War Machine, and get everything DD. Use code TRADES. You get access to the All Conference Plus Discord tier. You get 50% off your first month. Or, Gabe, our suggestion, use code TRADEGOAT. You get 50% off the GOAT tier. You get access to every single thing DD has to offer, including, Gabe, access to the private pod feed where we dropped a roster review for our girl Sam for Bama. I was very much so recording until past midnight on that one, so hope the people enjoyed the bedtime story. But that was fun, Gabe.
Yeah. That was definitely a fun one. I know I messaged Ty after, and I'm like, my man looked like a zombie hanging on there by a thread. But no, we were able to talk some trades through for Sam, and hopefully she's able to execute some of those. It was definitely a good inaugural, roster review, and hopefully we get to do many more of them. I know also DD's been producing a lot of mobile content too about the rookies. They're in the Discord talking about rookies, and so again, definitely the best place to be, especially right now in the off season.
Absolutely. No, we had a lot of stage content. Yes, like guys dropping knowledge in Mobile, their instant reactions, what they're seeing. You have Bet and Sweat on there all the time, giving you perfect plays, or at least plays that have shown to be fruitful, I'll say. Just a bunch of content behind the scenes. So get on in there. Best place to be. Gabe, anything else about DD? Anything else? We got the trade show Dynasty League coming eventually. So keep letting us know. I keep getting messages being like, hey, don't forget about me. Don't worry, not forgetting. It's February 1st. So
it hasn't been created yet. It hasn't been created yet, guys, I think. But we will get there, I promise. We will get there, I promise.
We will get there. Just like hopefully one day I will be getting into a Joe Burrow share like this. But Joe Burrow did have his outlier season, right? He doesn't have the rushing profile like you see in like the Lamars, the Allens, the JDs, the guys that like break fantasy. So I don't always want to buy into Joe Burrow at his price, but if I can take a Jared Goff a second, and then it's the Breece Hall piece in that start 9. But I think with the 0.5 PPR, I'm just going to say it's shallow enough that I just want to consolidate where I can. So let me climb up to Joe Burrow.
Yeah, I agree with you. And I think, again, I really like Jared Goff, man, and he is a really good fantasy producer for us. Obviously, to your point, Joe Burrow not broke fantasy, but for a passing quarterback, he was pretty incredible this year. And then I think Breece Hall, like to your point, this is kind of the piece of the package where I'm like, I like Breece Hall a lot. I really do. I just don't know what this Jets situation looks like next year. And then I know that it was, a little up and down for him at times during that offense. And I don't know how much of that is attributed to Aaron Rodgers or just overall, a lot of the changes that were going on within the organization. But yeah, man, I am okay to give up a running back, even if it is a perceived higher end one, if I can get into an elite tier quarterback. Like that for me is, I know what I'm getting. And again, I can sustain value through Joe Burrow. regardless of injuries and other things. So I'm okay to pay up the price. And then to your point, in a start 9, it's a very shallow league for the most part. I mean, yeah, man, just give me the guy that's going to be hopefully producing like he just did this past year.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, we're talking about like guys like a Goff who had a great year as well. I mean,
correct.
The team had a great year. You know, it didn't come down to Goff need to be the truck that pulled the team there, but he had some great weeks. But I mean, Goff is a guy that it's hard to get a first for, at least in my experience, right? Like, people like him, but they don't want to pay for him. Breece Hall, the market's been just dwindling since he didn't really smash during the playoffs, and then a 26 second. So, I mean, Gabe, it's what, like approaching about 3 firsts worth of value. So, like from a pure, buy now, like it's a decent return for sure. I just think in a start 9, like I just want to consolidate where I can.
Yeah, and I mean, you talked about it perfectly, right? As far as like the value game of it, I mean, obviously nobody wishes injury upon anybody, right? But if these guys were to come out week 1, I guarantee you Burrow is going to be the one to hold a lot more value than any of these other guys, right? At that point, it's like, oh, Goff's just going to be another replaceable quarterback, like just get rid of him or, whatever. And then Breece Hall, it's the same. He's just a running back, like who knows? Like, so a lot of these guys, especially like I said, for Breece Hall specifically, because he did have such an up and down season. Like he was good in the grand scheme of things, but he did have some very high up and very low games, right? And so I think for me, it's just a matter of having that stability, having that security, I think is something worth noting here. And if all I have to give up is a running back, I'm perfectly fine with that, man. I'm perfectly fine with that.
Absolutely. Like, so I can figure out that piece, like a 26 second. Yeah, I can get that back. And then Jared Goff, it's a nice upgrade. So I like this deal. And I'm just looking at some Jared Goff deals on our Dynasty Daddy trade database. Our boy Jeremy keeping us up to date. 3 days ago, Jordan Addison for Jared Goff. I think I'm taking the Jordan Addison there in start 9. These are all in start 9. Was it Jared Goff and Derrick Henry for Drake May?
Ooh.
So
dang.
Kind of interesting. Alvin Kamara and the 110 for Goff and the 203. I think I want the Goff side there.
Yeah.
Wow. Jared Goff and Cooper Kupp for Lad McConkey.
Jared Goff and who?
Cooper Kupp for Lad McConkey.
Oh. Wow.
So if you want in on some Goff, I mean, he's moving for you're getting some nice names back. So, I mean, hey, like, if I can find my way into a Goff, like, I'm cool with it, but just not at the price of Joe Burrow.
Yeah, but it sounds like to the point that you're making right now through Dynasty Daddy, just reading off those first couple trades, people are using Goff in a way to up tier to something better.
Yeah.
Like, a lot of these guys aren't, you know what I mean? Like, they're wanting to acquire a better player based on what we were kind of just talking about, too. So I think this is a really good trade by John Cray.
Yeah. Good work, John. And our girl Sanford Bama winning the roster review. We're all going crazy in there for her. Dun Ritos 1. 12 teams, start 9, 0.5 tight end premium. One side of the ledger here, Gabe. We got Tua, Tagovailoa. We got Tyreek Hill, the stack that I guess is still good. The 2026 third, a 309, and a 305. Being acquired for Kirk Cousins. Charles Tillman? What is it? Cedric Tillman. Cedric Tillman.
Charles Tillman.
Dude, it's like Ben Smith on the last show. 107, 108, and a 2027 third. So once again, Gabe, Kirk Cousins, Cedric Tillman, 17, 18, and a 2027 third for Tua, Tyreek, 309, 305, and a 26 third, and a 12-team start 9. 107, 108. I mean, we got to cross some shit off here. So what are you doing here, Gabe?
Dude, I mean, let's talk about this first. Can you get a first for Tyreek Hill right now?
You should be able to. Am I off my rocker? Like, you should be able to.
I don't know, man. I'm asking again because what does Ray say? I'm just asking the question.
Asking the question.
Because it wasn't great, man. And there's been a lot of talk out of Miami that he does not want to be there, that they're trying to work things out. Like, it just seems very disgruntled. And so I don't know, man. A lot of people have some recency bias for sure, and he did not do anything for us recently. And so I'm just asking if you think we can get a first for him.
So I'm looking at Dynasty data here. 11 days ago, Tyreek Hill for 110. 8 days ago, Tyreek and 302 for a 26 first. 3 days ago, Terry for Tyreek, straight up.
Wow.
Tyreek and Devontae for Roma Dunze. It sounds like you got to maybe be creative. People aren't just handing you out first anymore, you know?
Yeah. That's interesting. I was curious to hear your thoughts on that.
Yeah.
Man, well, I guess at that point, Ty, like, let's do the 108 for Tyreek Hill and the third, man, a 26 third.
Yeah, I guess that's
what
the price.
It seems like. That's what it seems like the price is, right? I think I personally feel like I would lean the 108 in that, but I can understand why you would do it, right? I understand why you would want to do that. So then that would leave us with Tua and two pairs of thirds for the 108. Kirk Cousins, Cedric Tillman, and a third. So the third, let's just cross out the other third. So Tua and a third for Kirk Cousins, Cedric Tillman, and a 108.
I feel like Kirk Cousins, he's probably going to find a job through free agency, right? Am I off my rocker? Like he's kind of a forgotten man right now.
Well, I think he's a forgotten man because he got benched, right? But
yes.
At the end of the day, like I don't know. I believe he will have another opportunity somewhere. Maybe not right out the gate, like being the starter like day one, but I'm sure he's going to go into a QB battle, and I think he will start again. I do believe that he will start again. I don't believe his career is done just like that. So, I mean, yeah, man. And Cedric Tillman, I mean, hey, for a dart. I mean, he's a dart. He's a dart wide receiver.
Yeah,
he's a dart wide receiver, right?
End of my roster construction in a start 9 kind of guy. Sure.
Yeah. Like he's a guy though that you're just going to be throwing into deals, for example, like this, just to get a deal done. Like that's really what he is in a start 9 league. But 108, man. So I think so let's just get all the noise out of there, right? Like all the noise. Kirk Cousins in the 108 for Tua. Where are you at with that?
Dude,
knowing that we both believe Kirk is going to be a starter at some point next year. Again, probably not right out the gate, but I do believe he is going to be the starter again somewhere.
I'm there with you. I'm looking at Dynasty Daddy right now, and I swear to you, it's worse for Tua than it was for Hill.
Okay, well then
Tua and a 310 for Shaheed, 111 for Tua and 3.6. So
people do not like Tua, man. People do not like Tua. Holy moly!
So the problem, I guess, not the problem, but the hitch is I want to acquire veterans for like a decent price in the offseason if I can, because it's the non-point scoring season. And if people want to chase their tail where they want to sell their youth in season and then sell their veterans out of season, like if they want to just keep circling that drain, I'll help them do that. So I don't mind trying to buy into a Tua, a Hill for the right price, sure. But I just don't want to spend my 107, 108 in February to do that. And I mean, if you just give me Kirk Cousins, Cedric Tillman, like I'm just going to bet that Kirk's stock will rise at a certain point, or at least he can be another quarterback I can throw into the stable and hopefully not have to worry about trading into the Tua level quarterback, right? I don't have to have that spot set in stone. So I think I just want the flexibility. I'll just take the shot on Kirk Cousins. I'll stick to some roster construction principles out of season. Give me the 1-7, 1-8. Give me a 27 third. I'll take Ced and Kirk, and we'll figure it out.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think I'm right there with you, man. Again, I think in a start 9 too, it's a shallow league for sure, right? And I just think Tua, I don't want to say Tyreek because I'm so torn on Tyreek, man. I like him a lot, but it wasn't good. And then again, all the rumblings and everything that's been kind of going on. But Tua is just a replaceable, quarterback. Like he really is. That's kind of what he's fallen into at this point. Like, is he going to have years where he can give you some pretty good fantasy output? Yeah, but so can Jared Goff, like so can all these other guys, right? Like he's just a replaceable quarterback at this point. And so I'd rather just take the flexibility to your point and give me the dart at the guy who I think could start. I mean, if Kirk Cousins starts, Ty, could he give you 80% of Tua? Like
probably. Kirk Cousins is typically like in a high pass volume style offense.
Correct. Yeah. So typically I would say like if you can do that, and then again, even then, like if you don't want to start him, but as soon as he gets named starter somewhere, you can get him. You can sell him for a second. Like we've talked about it before on the show. Like we've done way worse with second. So like I wholeheartedly believe that you could sell him for a second at that point, right? And so it almost sounds like, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, Ty, but 107, 108 just over Tyreek and Tua together, like just not even players included.
It feels kind of wrong in my gut, but I think I'm there. I'm just looking at startup data here too. I mean, gosh, like 1-8, 1-7, that's going in the 7th round. Tua and Hill are both being drafted over those picks. Like as currently constructed, I think where's Hill at? Anywho, like it's very interesting that Hill and the 107 are basically back to back. So it feels right, I guess. And I just give me the pick in that sense. I will trade out of a flat range and try to use those picks in a deal elsewhere.
Yeah, man. I'm right there with you. I'm right there with you, brother.
Yeah. So good one. Done Ritos. Get off the veterans. Get into some flexibility. Play the Kirk Cousins game. Very interesting. See how that goes.
Yeah.
All right. And sorry, Sam. Just earmuffs for that entire Tua conversation. Like I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Mendeleev. Okay. 12 team. Start 10. Superflex PPR. 2.0 tight end premium total. Just did this. A safe league. Ooh. Let me zoom in here. So, Murdered Hornets gives up Brock Bowers and a 2025 third. And All Snore Squad gives up Jamar Chase and a 2025 second. So, now really quick. Oh, God. I know they said something about where those picks were. Where is it here? The second is 207 and the third is 309. So, Bowers in 309 or Chase in 207 in a 12-team start 10.
What was the premium again?
2.0.
Oh, just it's a 2.0 tight end premium.
Yeah.
I mean, Ty, dude. What are we doing, guys? What are we doing? I mean, y'all can correct me if I'm wrong, man, but I love Brock Bowers. But Chase is literally... I would take Chase over Bowers 1-for-1, man. You're giving me a second on top. I'm happily going to take Chase in the second over Bowers in the third. Like, I get the tight end premium, man. And I hate to use this as an example, Ty. I know that the tight end position is such a scarce position. And so we're always looking for the guys that we can just plug in and not have to worry about it, like the set it and forget it types. But we just had that 2-man with Sam Laporta, and look at what just happened, right? Like, it's so hard year to year, like, to figure out what tight end is going to be doing great things. I expect there to be a lot of changes in Las Vegas this upcoming year, like even from a head coaching standpoint, you know, who knows the quarterback situation. Like, there's going to be a lot of changes in Las Vegas. I don't want to be paying that premium right now for Brock Bowers. Like, Jamar Chase, dude, is a solidified wide receiver 1 every single year. And tethered to Joe Burrow. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know why you would want to give that up, even in a 0.1 or even in a +1 tight end premium for Brock Bowers. Like, I get it. I do get it. But you're basically moving from the wide receiver 1 to the tight end 1. Like, and for what? I just, this is a hard one, man, for me to get behind because I just feel so strongly opinionated on Bowers right now and Jamar Chase. Like, I get they're both hammers, tied, but just give me the wide receiver, man. Give me the guy that I know for sure is going to be doing his thing next year. Yeah,
to jump to the finish line, give me the side that has the second, I guess, right? Just that's what's going to push me over the line. But I mean, Gabe,
well, 1-for-1, man. No, 1-for-1 though.
I know. So I don't disagree with really anything you said there. Chase is a solidified, bona fide wide receiver 1, like one of the leaders that will forever in an offense that across all situations will pass above expected in any situation, 3rd and goal or 1st and long, like any situation, they are passing more than expected. So I love Chase tethered to his man, Joe Burrow. Like, it's a beautiful situation. Brock Bowers, I mean, he had a great rookie year, a historic rookie year.
I mean, phenomenal. Yeah, phenomenal rookie year.
in my opinion, proved that he was quarterback proof with the rotating door of mannequin arms they were putting back there in Las Vegas. Should maybe get a new quarterback or at least a new system, right? Will he be system proof? I don't think he's a system tight end. I think he was putting up numbers that, again, just from a volume perspective, those tight ends that get used like receivers are in a different category. So while I agree, like I can navigate tight end, and if I can break into the elite echelon of wide receiver, especially in a start 9, like that sets me apart. But there's also a lot of scarcity in walking into a tight end like a Bowers. So I'm torn because, like I said, 1.5, no tight end premium, like those kind of leagues, like Bowers is dope and pretty much unattainable, but I'll take Chase, no doubt. But when we get to the 2.0, like I usually like to lean into the format. Like I like to really play to that and play a little bully ball at tight end. Like, no, I'm going to have hopefully multiple elite guys and make you figure something else out. But I think I have to take Chase in the second here, though. Like you said, Chase, it's solidified, it's good, and this is not about. I don't think Brock Bowers can reproduce what he did because it wasn't It wasn't even touchdown based. It was just volume based. So situations can change for sure, but just give me the second over the third, and if you're gonna present me with that, I will take Chase in a second.
All right, so I'm gonna ask you, man. Again, I need you to answer the question for me. So it sounds like you are taking Bowers over Chase 1-for-1 in this league. The only difference is the second over the third. Am I correct?
I won't say context matters. I won't say I need to see the team.
Trying to pull it out of you.
I know.
In a startup right now, do you think Chase goes before Bowers in a 1-point tight end premium? If we were drafting today as just a snake draft, you think Chase goes before or after Bowers?
I think Bowers goes before Chase. I do. Wow. I think in that format, someone is either going to get over their skis or accurately pick Brock Bowers first there and really play to the format. And I don't know if that's right. I don't, because Chase is going to put up stupid numbers and we're playing a game where it's just all about how many numbers you can put up. But I think Brock Bowers gives your team something different at a scarce position. And I think if I can lean into the scarcity, lean into the format, if there's a place to do it, it's here. So I think that's where I'm just going to do it. And then hope that there's a very wide range of wide receivers that I can week over week figure it out. Not like Chase. Don't hear me. Not like Chase. I can't figure it out like Chase can.
Yeah.
But I think I might be able to construct it and backfill it better than I can if I have the Bowers. So give me Bowers 1-for-1, man. Give me Bowers.
Ooh, digging the heels in over here, my friend.
I mean,
that one's going to be an interesting one. I'm definitely excited to hear what the people think on that. I mean, Bowers or Chase, who are you guys taking?
Need to know.
Yeah, man. That's definitely a good one there.
Need to know. But this deal, Chase in the second, I'm cool. Give me the upgrade and we can go from there. Also, I don't know if you can see it over my head, little Shrek with sunglasses. I thought that was funny. All right, where are we at here? Bang, Perk Daddy. 12 teams, start 10, Superflex, PPR, 1.5 tight end premium. They have 3 firsts and 25, 2 and 26. Wanted to consolidate and pair Nico with BTJ and Rome. We'll see if Kupp has anything left. Cooper Kupp, here we go. Perk Daddy was very helpful during our roster review as well, giving out some great ideas. So,
shout out to Perk Daddy for sure.
Nico Collins and Cooper Kupp being acquired for Jordan Addison, Jerry Jeudy, the 112, and the 308. So, Gabe, I'm going to play a little bit of a cross-off game here. We have our boy Nico, and we know that we are a pro Nico show. So take that in mind.
Very pro.
I'm going to put your feet to the fire here, Gabe, because some people got mad at you last year for your takes on Jordan Addison. Jordan Addison and 112 or Nico Collins.
Dude, I'm taking Nico Collins personally. I mean, guys, y'all can say what you want. I get it, but I want Nico Collins, man. I want Nico Collins. I want the wide receiver 1 on that Texans offense, despite Stroud not being that great. Nico was still very, very good. And there were a couple of big plays throughout the season that we've even talked about before that would have made his ending to the year even better, like even better. But yeah, man, I want Nico Collins over Jordan Addison in the 112. Do you disagree with me there?
No, not at all. Not at all. It's Nico Collins for me. And I just want to start there just to see if like even that's in the ballpark, because when I look at the rest of the deal, right, like Kupp or Jeudy, I think I'm just going to take Jeudy.
Yeah,
right?
I would take Jeudy. Yeah, I would take Jeudy over Kupp. But
So
that
like,
Delta 308, I mean,
yes, exactly.
Yeah.
So even if you want to say Addison 112, 308, I'm still taking Nico there.
taking Nico.
Still taking Nico, and then I can give you the win from Kupp and Jeudy if you want to get me into Nico. So I like it, Perk.
Yeah, I think it's a super creative deal. I mean, again, I'm definitely more than happy moving off some of these later first, and even early seconds if you can, and get some really good value for them. And yeah, man, if I compare, a high-end wide receiver 2 is what I'm going to consider Jordan Addison at this moment, a high-end wide receiver 2, and pair that with a late first or early second to get into an elite wide receiver, I'd do that, man, all day long. Like, all day long.
This is what it was, 12 by 10. Like, again, like in any of the formats like that, it's how can I get into one of these like 20 plus point per game style, like that echelon of wide receiver, because that's where like that's what matters to me. So I mean, looking at startup data, even Nico's still going second round, Gabe, and Addison is at the start of the 6th. So there's a delta there.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And I don't think the 112 man makes up that delta. Where's 112? 8th round, 9th round?
Worse. Actually, not. I'm kidding. Middle of the 9th.
Middle of the 9th.
Yeah.
Yeah. So are you moving from the 2nd round all the way back to a 6 and acquiring a 9? No.
6? No, not at all. No. Not even like add to 3rd. No.
Not even in a best ball league would I want to do that.
Jeudy's going in the 8th. So I mean, like if I was in a startup, I can trade my 2nd away, and I get a 8th and a 9th, and a 6th and 8th and a 9th. I'd probably do that, but
yeah,
but we're not in a startup, so it doesn't really matter.
And you're giving me Kupp on the other side as a hope and prayer.
Yeah, I mean, again, I think we're going to see a lot of Kupp moved, and it's a strange end of the season for Kupp. I mean, how do you feel on Kupp going forward?
I think if I have him, I'm probably just going to hold him, just ride it till the wheels fall off. But if anybody's willing to give me anything of value for him, like in this example right here, like if I'm willing, if I am making this trade and making it a little bit bigger and I have to throw in a Kupp and you're giving me a Jeudy back, yeah, man, I would be happy to move Kupp. Like, again, otherwise I'm probably just going to hold him because I don't know what you can get for Kupp right now. Like right. 1 for 1, I'm taking a 2nd over Kupp right now, 1 for 1. So that being said, I'm not going to move him for a 3rd. I'd rather just hold on to him for a 3rd.
Yeah, I agree. I think.
Right here, look at that. There you go. See, you kind of walked me into that, didn't you?
A little bit. 12 teams, Superflex, PPR, 2-point tight end premium, start 10, 6-point passing touchdown, Shazam, 49. Don't know if you're it. I felt like my only out on Kupp. Gotcha. So we'll bring the team in after, but we got 207 and 307 being received for Cooper Kupp and Chig Okonkwo. So again, 2-point tight end premium, PPR, 12 teams, start 10. There it is. 207, 307, Kupp and Chig. It probably feels like this is your only out because we're in February, but again, it didn't look great for Kupp. Like it went from him early on in the season being traded for literal firsts to him being an absolute ghost. So I don't know, man. Yeah. I don't know if I'm sending a 2nd for him right now. Like, I just think I'd rather just keep the flexibility of the 2nd.
Yeah, I mean, I don't disagree with that at all. I mean, at that point, like, even if he performs well, like, he's never going to be a first of value again, no matter what. Like, never going to be a first of value. So right now, it kind of feels like you're not paying like the highest premium, but like you're pretty close to the top right now. I feel like paying a 2nd for him right now. I don't expect him to go out there and be the Triple Crown Cooper Kupp again, especially with Puka Nacua there. I mean, it's Puka Nacua's offense, man. Like it runs through him now. Again, I think Cooper Kupp maybe has another year or 2 in him for sure, but what does that look like? Who knows? It's kind of like DeAndre Hopkins right now, as much as it hurts me to say that. Like, you're not getting a second for DeAndre Hopkins. Absolutely not. And that's that he went to the Kansas City Chiefs. Like,
right.
That's kind of what I feel like the trajectory is right now for Cooper Kupp. And so give me the 207 over Cooper Kupp, and then Chig Okonkwo over the 307 in a 2.0 tight end premium. Like, sure, like I'll take Chig, but I think I'd still, but with the context of like his roster and how many tight ends he has already in a start 10, I'd rather just take the 307.
Yeah. So on this roster, we have Lamar, JD5, love it, box check.
Yep.
Kyron, Henry, Bucky, Aaron Jones, CeeDee Lamb, AJ Brown, London, Tyreek, Rice. Yeah, Kupp isn't cracking that in a start 10.
Not at all.
Cooper Kupp currently going wide receiver 46 in ADP. So, and then Kelsey, Kittle, Ingram, Jonnu. But why Chig? Yeah, just give me the pick there. But honestly, in a 2.0 tight end premium, if I'm gonna just commit to starting Chig and just that's my only one, I might float a 307. Like, what's a 307? So yeah, I don't mind the price, but context, you're right.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like in a league like this, sure, maybe I'll be willing to float 307 over for Chig, but not if I have Kelsey, Kittle, Ingram, and Jonnu. Like that man is never sniffing my lineup, even if they all have to be injured, like in order for me to start Chig. Yeah,
low activity league as well. So I mean, this probably is your last out on Kupp. You're probably right. So I like it.
He had to hit accept, man, before they revoked that offer.
Yeah. Dunrito's back at it again. 12 team start 9 Superflex 1.5 tight end premium PPR. Just acquired the 1.7 and 1.8 before making this deal. So we just talked about that one, right?
Yep.
Now goes and get our boy, Terry McLaurin. Let's go. And a 4.09 for J.K. Dobbins, 2.01 and a 2027 third. I mean, I think we are probably ahead of a lot of people in the community saying we would trade a first for Terry McLaurin. Sure. Yeah, give it to me. 201, it's not a first. It's kind of close. It's 13th overall pick. J.K. Dobbins is cool. 2027 third is better than the 409. But Gabe, feet to the fire. Terry McLaurin or the package?
No, I mean, I'm taking Terry McLaurin, dude. I'm taking Terry McLaurin tethered to JD5. It's been a very good season, and I only expected to get a little bit better for Terry McLaurin, especially in the offseason. Like once he has a little bit more time to kind of get acclimated to JD5 and stuff. So I think this is a really good deal, really savvy deal, because again, I don't know, Ty, I like Dobbins, man, and shout out to Chase, because I know him and I have been like the Dobbins lovers despite all the injuries and and everything. But I think sometimes, man, getting a cash out price sometimes for some of these guys is worth it. And I don't know if you can move Dobbins right now, like one for like individually, I guess, if that makes sense. Like you kind of have to almost put him in a package deal to entice somebody. Like it's like, oh yeah, that's a pretty good running back, right? That I think would have some value next year. And so I'm okay to do this deal. Like I would take Terry McLaurin over Dobbins in the 201, and sure, I mean, yeah, I'll take the third over 409, but I'd rather have Terry McLaurin.
Yeah, you almost have
start nine league, like shallow. Give me the guy that's going to be catching from JD5. I'll take that. Yep. I mean, he's entering his age 29 season. You know, like it's not like he's going to be like falling off a cliff from what we've seen with wide receiver. But yeah, I mean, J.K. Dobbins, like I feel like you almost have to use him like how we were trying to use Jonathan Brooks in the roster review we did, right? Like you have to package him in and find a way to add him into stuff to get credit for. He's fine. I don't mind having him out on the roster, but yeah, just give me Terry. I'll stick with my guns. We'll keep leaning into it and see how high we'll take Terry as we keep going through the offseason. Tiptoe Tooth 92. Nice name. 12 team Superflex PPR tight end premium. Doesn't really matter here. Jordan Love's value seems to be super low, and I am buying him any chance I get. I don't disagree with that assessment. And for DJ Moore, Ricky Pearsall on the 303, Gabe, I'm probably buying myself some Jordan Love too. Are you?
Dude, I think I am.
I think I'm right there with you. I think I'm right there with you, my friend.
Gosh, I think I am, my man.
Did I give you a little bit of a heart attack there for a second? You're like, where's this man going?
I was like, I know you love that DJ Moore, but so
What the dog doing?
I was like, what's going on here, man?
Yeah.
Yeah, give me
No,
Jordan
man.
Love,
I mean,
please.
even if you break this down, like, can you get a first for DJ Moore? Right? Yeah, you can. You should be able to. I would say you should. Yeah, you should. I think you should be able to. Ricky Pearsall. I mean, a second, maybe.
He's probably right where you drafted him last year, right? Probably that mid-ish second, yeah.
Yeah. So first, second, and a third for Jordan Love. Man, give me Jordan Love. I'll take Jordan Love all day, every day.
I'll take the headaches of Jordan Love for that price. Yes. We talk about it. The class coming up. Guess what? Like, quarterback's a question mark, but we'll see what happens. There's going to be more reliance on the veterans that are already in the NFL, which is, again, it's why we're like, hey, man, like, if we can get into a Kirk Cousins, sure. Yep. Right. Stafford, we'll see if he stays or goes somewhere else. But, there's going to be opportunities. But I mean, Jordan Love, no question marks on whose offense that is right now. So I will take Jordan Love. Hopefully they build around him and so he's not thrown to shopping carts with mannequin arms or, guys getting concussed with a Guardian cap. No, come on, Dobbs. Hopefully Christian Watson is playing football in 2025. So we'll see what they do. But yeah, just give me Jordan Love here.
Yep.
That's a Tiptoe. I appreciate that. We needed just a clear runaway winner. Big Diaz just snuck one in yesterday. 12 team start 10 Superflex PPR 1.75 tight end premium. It's the champ at the 101, 112. They have Lamar and Anthony Richardson. They used Penix to get the 101, and now Bryce to reroll. So they originally traded Mahomes, Hollywood, Najee for Bryce, Anthony Richardson, Pollard, and Downs. Nice. So 2026 first or Bryce Young? On this team where you have, you have Lamar and Anthony Richardson. I guess you're committing to the Anthony Richardson game there. You get a 2026 first for Bryce Young. What are you doing here, Gabe?
I probably am going to lean Big Diaz's side because just out of process, like, I think it's the right thing to do to take a first for Bryce Young. That being said, I do want to acquire Bryce Young, Ty. Mm-hmm. He's definitely a guy, man, that I've been looking to get if I can get him for a pair of seconds. I definitely would be very interested in getting Bryce Young. I think he had a really good end to the season. Looked very, very promising, man. And so I am going to sell, man, at this price. But if it were just a little bit less, I'd also be willing to buy him. Just on pure principle. And I'm going to sit here and tell you, I prefer Bryce Young over Anthony Richardson personally. So
I feel like that might be spicy. But I don't think I disagree with you.
Yeah. I just think I think from what I've seen, man, especially over the last couple of games of the season with Bryce Young compared to Anthony Richardson, yeah, man, I think I want Bryce Young over Anthony Richardson. Right. So I would have been perfectly okay to move AR for this instead. But again, I don't know if that was the deal that wasn't available. But yeah, I think out of principle, you have to take the first, I feel like. But I'm actively looking to acquire Bryce Young if I can for the low. Preferably having him as my QB3 rather than QB2. But yes.
Yeah, I said we can talk all day about roster construction at quarterback and all that. I'm looking at some startup data. Bryce Young going right after 105, end of the fifth. Anthony Richardson, end of the sixth for what it's worth. So ADP says Bryce over AR. But yeah, man.
105?
105, dude. That's
wow.
right after JJ McCarthy and Dak Prescott.
That is so interesting. I don't know, Ty. I don't know that you could sell your your Bryce Young for the 106, man. No.
So this is where we're drafting the quarterback ahead of the thing that we would take because it's the quarterback, right? That's what's happening there. Chase Brown, Zay Flowers, Chris Olave, Jordan Addison, all those picks. Yeah, TJ Hawkinson in the right form. So that's a whole conversation in and of itself. But I think that's what it says is, man, if you get the opportunity to take a guy in that range and get a first, it's probably the right process move. So I don't hate it. I don't know if you could have done more with it. I don't know if you needed to do that today, but I like that you chose what you're doing and you're going for it. Like I said, you traded Penix for the 101. I don't hate that. I don't disagree with that. I think that's using the using the hype to your advantage. But I think if Penix was in this class, he'd probably go 101.
You'd be spinning your wheels there. You'd be spinning your wheels there.
You would be. Anything else on Bryce or this deal here?
No, man. Like I said, I think I'm super excited to see what Bryce can do this upcoming year. I think if Carolina can get some better weapons around him, obviously they just signed Chuba Hubbard to a longer deal. So shout out to your Canadian brother over there. Definitely excited, man, for Carolina. I think they can do some good things this upcoming year. Like I said, hopefully they get a pass catcher, a really good pass catcher.
I need a Canada drop or something. That might be the. I'll do some homework, y'all. Laughing Lizard's going to end us off here in a super flex. Wow, 12 teams start 11. I'm just going to go backwards. 12 teams start 11. Super flex 1.0 tight end premium start 2 tight ends. Let's go. No tight ends though. So we got that man, Mr. Penix, and Simone Vacky for 104. I know Vacky really make you sway this deal one way or the other, Gabe. So Penix or 104.
Penix or 104. Man. I think Penix will have more value in season over the 104, or like getting ready, like at draft time. I think he'll have more value than the 104. However, present day, I feel like you can do a little bit more with the 104 than you can with Michael Penix.
Really?
I think so, man. I think you can down tier right now that 104 into two firsts. And I don't know that you could get 2 firsts right now for Michael Penix.
You know, I
like,
don't
could you
disagree.
move back from the 104 to like the 109 and pick up a 26 first or something like that? Like, I feel like you could probably do something like that.
You probably can, but I've also seen people online just already poo-pooing that idea and like, no one's going to make that kind of a deal, so I'm going to trade this for less and get out now. Like the panic is there on the picks.
Yeah.
I don't disagree with your logic at all.
There though, I feel like the panic is always there up until the combine, and then it's like, oh my god, these guys are the best thing since sliced bread. Like,
oh my god, they know how to play football. They're athletic. They're big. What? Oh,
yeah,
I need all of the picks.
Exactly. I think Ray even mentioned it like in the Heisman chat. He had said like from the Senior Bowl, like looking at these guys, he's like, these picks are definitely going to start accruing some value. Like, especially once you start, like, there were some pretty good show outs from some of the players out there. And so I don't know, man, this one's, I want Michael Penix. I do want Michael Penix. I just want to make that clear. But I do think that in the grand scheme of things, I think you can do a little bit more with the 104 than you can with Michael Penix. In a startup ADP tie, is the 104 going before or after Michael Penix?
He's going after.
Okay.
The 104 is going at the start of the 5th. Michael Penix is at the end of the 4th. So,
they're like right there.
It's right there. So yeah. And I'm just looking here as well in one of the best parts of the DD Discord, in my opinion. You get access to John Bauer's tiers. So it's a really nice way to lay things out. He has the picks and everything listed there. Michael Penix, right in line with 104. So it's a good deal. It's right there. It's spot on. In the place that we're at with quarterback, if I have any kind of a need and Penix is going into my QB1 or QB2, and that's what it is, I will pay the 104 to do that. I mean, hell, you throw in Vacky and it's a smash. So no, I'm kidding. But yeah, I think I'm just taking Penix there, and I don't disagree with anything that you laid out there. I think you said that very well. So like I said, that's where if Diaz got 101 for Penix, that's where I like that for you. So 104 seems to be about the price, but Penix has juice. I don't disagree, though. I think it might be easier if your end goal is to get first. It might be easier to go with the 104 route and try to tier down that way, because people more so like to do that.
Yeah, and right now may not be the best time. Like, again, right now we've talked about it, but I don't think right now is the best time to down tier picks or to look for value in these picks, right? Give it a couple months, man. Give it a couple months, unless like there's just absolutely like a home run deal in your inbox. But I think if you wait till the combine, wait till like right after the combine is usually like the perfect time to start moving some of the players, because we actually get to see like the eye test on how they perform on field. Then at that point, a lot of mocks start coming out where it's like, oh, dude, Ashton Genty to the Cowboys, like, come on now, like that's the 101, like, so all that hype, man, starts to build up. that's the time that you want to start moving some of these players. So again, I'm taking Penix as well, but I'm perfectly okay with getting into the 104 as well, just from a value standpoint.
Know what you're trying to do, know what you're getting into, have a plan. So I like it, Gabe, and this is a fun little show. It's a lot of kind of like tier talk, what to do with picks, what to do with certain bets. So I like it. What do you got going on this weekend? What's happening?
Yeah, man. As I mentioned earlier, I think I've got my my parents coming into town right now. I think they actually just pulled up, so it'll be nice to go and spend the weekend with them. And yeah, they get to hang out with us, and we'll see where the weekend takes us. We'll probably go out and have some dinner, go shopping a little bit. Who knows? We'll see. What about you, Ty?
Well, I have a karaoke birthday party that's going to be Florida man themed. We like to, at the end of our parties, we like to go onto youtube.com and look up Elbow Room, ELBO Room. It's a live stream of a bar in Florida, and just we people watch, and some wild stuff happens, like soon to be brides cheating on their husbands clearly on a live stream in Florida, like that kind of stuff. So we're going to do a party themed around that, and I get to scream into a microphone and do some karaoke. So it's going to be a good night. But I don't want to hold you up from getting to your parents there, Gabe. So, hope everyone has a great week ahead. ddfantasyfootball.com. Get in there. Use code TRADES. Get the access to the All Conference Plus Discord tier. 50% off your first month there. Or use code TRADEGOAT. You get 50% off. Get in the door. You get access to every single thing DD has to offer. And you get, again, use any of those codes, you get a roster review with Gabe and I on the arm. So hit us a DM if you do that. Gabe, we'll do another roster review here for the people here probably in a couple weeks. So get in there if you want access to that. Other than that, go make some trades. Go get some Penix. If you can get into some of these picks, these values will rise, but it's also not a bad time to try to test the waters on someone like a Kupp, like we talked about. So go have fun, be creative, have a great week. See ya. We added this thing. Peace.